learn from my experience. This is why I have a channel. This is why I'm so glad I can share this with you, because this could possibly save your life. Oh no, what is wrong with my truck? This video was supposed to be about the transmission cooler, which I'm gonna open up right now. Well, the fuel cooler. We're gonna make a video on that. That was actually the video I was gonna do today. I've been driving this truck around a lot. Sort of like what's the average of what I'd get with it before I install the transmission cooler. I'm actually gonna run this to my return on the fuel going back to the tank. This is a nice piece though. This would actually go to a 2011 to 16 LML Duramax. Forgive me guys, I know I'm jumping all over the place in this video. I'm gonna get to that noise. I don't know what it is. I just have the hoist set. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this big girl right here and I'm gonna run it to my fuel return, and I'm gonna try to attempt to cool the fuel with this thing. Not in this video, but that's what the video was going to be about. I think I got my before numbers already. But before I even do this, I gotta fix whatever the heck is going on with that thing, because I gotta put about 2,000 miles on the truck with this cooler on there to really get an accurate number. It's kind of exciting though, because if this transmission cooler can give me better fuel economy, it's gonna change the game. I think it's gonna open up things to come for diesel MPG. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm not even sure if this works. So we're gonna put this away for now until I can figure out what's going on with this. Subscribe. You guys can't miss this episode. As a matter of fact, hit the notification bell if you are subscribed, because this quite possibly could be some very valuable information. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll let you know. But in today's video, obviously, since I have it off the ground, I'm gonna go ahead and powder coat this thing in the garage really quick. I'm also gonna go ahead and drain the fluid on the rear diff just to see what it looks like. It's been some years since I've replaced that. But could it be a U-joint? Could it be the brake pads, even though they're brand new? But I'm really hoping that it's an easy fix, because this could be a really big deal if it's something major. And I'm like almost 100% sure it's not the wheel bearings. I know it's not a neutral, but you'd hear something, right? I don't hear any squealing. And this side should bind up a little bit because of the CV shaft. That's okay though. I'm not hearing anything. The noise only happens when there's rotation, so we know at least where to start. I don't hear nothing back there. Whoa. It shouldn't spin like that. Okay, that's weird. I'm hearing a little clunky. What is that? You hear that? It's like a little clunky clunk. Basically all I'm doing is I'm just feeling for play. That's it. It's fine. There shouldn't be any play right there though. Let's see what's up with this slip yoke. Yeah, we're good there. No issues. Several years ago, I had the transfer case rebuilt by Kodiak Truck. Matter of fact, you've probably seen that YouTube video way back. It's a pretty good video if you want to check it out. But I'm gonna check the fluid, make sure that's good since we're already there. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the fill plug. Just make sure I didn't run my transfer case dry. You never know. I don't think so though, this thing doesn't leak. I never do pump rub kits around here. I usually like to just get these things sent out and rebuilt. All right, awesome. There's already engine oil coming. Oh, by the way, engine oil, 5W30 synthetic. You could use that even if you didn't have it rebuilt by Kodiak. But I don't even need to know that it's full. It's full. Right when I pulled the plug, oil's coming out. So that is a good sign. So we're full there. This front drive shaft feels good. I don't think we have any issues at all with that. Just so you know, I drive this truck in the winter every single year in Michigan with all the salt. I try to treat it every single year. It may not look perfect under here, but I do my best. And I think for most vehicles up here, if you're driving these things every day in the winter, this looks mint, believe it or not, even though it looks like crap. But I'm not gonna apologize for this. And then really quick, I'm gonna check, since I'm already here, I don't do this ever. I'm actually gonna go ahead and check the front diff fluid as well and see where it kind of seeps a little bit though. I'm noticing it's got some seepage going on, and I don't think I can get my finger in there, but hopefully we should get some oil coming out of here. Let's see what happens. No oil's coming out. That's not good. Oh boy. Guys, there's barely any oil on this. I just shoved a little small magnet in there to see if I can find some oil. And I'm getting nothing. Got a little bit, but this should be covered. It's one of those things, you guys can say it in the comments all you want about maintenance and stuff like that, but if you could be honest with yourself, how many times do you check your front diff fluid level? I don't do it that much. I mean, I do it with my Denali quite a bit. I'm very on top of the maintenance on that truck. But during the summer, this truck really sits a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and top this off today. That way we don't have any issues, but hopefully it's not making noise because I'm running this thing bone dry. If that's the case, that's not a fun thing to install, but I can handle this. But what's making that noise? I'm gonna check for play here. It's always good to do that. And I'm also gonna check the wheel bearings too, since I'm already there. Left and right is tie rod. If you're going like this, left and right, you're just feeling for any void. And here's wheel bearing. It's kind of like a in and out sort of deal. If it was a wheel bearing, it'd be wiggling. So let's go ahead and check the other side really quick and that CV shaft, which I think that's the problem. I'm only saying that because it's spinning and I'm hearing a clunk. You hear that? All right, we're good there. All right, no play in the wheel bearings that I can feel. So that's a good sign. We're gonna put some miles on this old girl, so I just need to make sure everything's good before I do that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dude, that's what that clunk is. Check it out. Oh my goodness. That is our problem, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Well, let's hope it's not also the front diff, since she's pretty much dry. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that plug too, that drain plug on the front diff, and see how much oil actually comes out of it. Oh, that's bad. What I should do, since I have some time, when I remove this, I'm gonna take this rubber boot off and just see what kind of damage is going on inside there. Oh boy. Oh, no way. Check this out. I have never seen this before. This CV shaft cracked. Look at that. Man, I'm so glad I'm doing this now. That thing cracked. That could be a serious safety issue. Well, I'd like to thank God for alerting me with that squeal noise, because if that actually broke, that can cost someone's life right there. That's serious. Or just a lot of damage to the vehicle, one of the two. Especially if I'm on the highway, I'm going really fast. If that thing shatters, it's gonna go, the CV shaft's just gonna go all over the place and possibly lock up this front tire. Hey, do me a favor. When you guys are done watching this video, go out to your truck if you have one. If you have a Chevy with this crap front, independent front suspension part stuff, and check that CV shaft and make sure there's no play. Because I don't want to see you guys run into the same issue that I'm having. I know some of you guys are saying, well, it's your fault, it's a lifted truck. But believe it or not, this lift is not like any other lift. The angles on this lift kit are almost perfect. When I set this thing on the ground, those CV shafts are perfectly straight. Because the guy that owned this vehicle previously, he actually cut the upper control arm brackets, he lowered them down. But it's a pretty unique lift kit because it doesn't put all the stress on the front end parts like a normal lift kit would. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull this plug really quick and see how much fluid comes out of there. Oh, that's nasty. Dude. Oh man, talk about sludge. That is gross, look at that. There's definitely some wear metal material coming out of here, but I don't think it's that bad. It's not that big of a deal. So just like the rear diff, I'm gonna be using the 75W90 synthetic. I'm gonna go ahead and I like these bags, they're a lot easier to fill. I am so glad that it wasn't bone dry. That's good. So we might be in the clear here, although I probably should get this thing rebuilt just because we have some miles on it. We're almost at 200K on this truck. When I first started the channel, this truck was, I'm not gonna say it was new, but it was definitely newer. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to prolong this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and drain this and then we'll go ahead and remove the CV shaft and actually check the damage. Since I'm powder coating the rear housing, not this one, but the PPE one, I'm gonna go ahead and take this whole thing off. Might as well. Oh yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. Still looks clean. Not bad at all. Nice. So while that's draining, I'm going to go ahead and remove this 36mm hub nut. Wow. Oh, Milwaukee was on too. It was struggling there for a second. And we're going to go ahead and push this in once we remove the bolts that hold the CV shaft to the front diff. And I believe those are 15 mil. So I'm going to go ahead and zip those off really quick. And we should be able to shimmy that thing right out. Man, that's cracked good. Wow. So there's that big old honking crack right there. It looks like it almost hit the rim of here. So it looks like it could have split, but should not do that. This side isn't too bad. This side, look at that. That is horrible. You know what? I wonder if it's completely detached. Oh, it is, dude, look at that. Wow. It would have literally been spinning like that and just popped out. Oh my goodness. Look at this. You see that? I could see why it was making noise. Look at this. That's all carnage. Dang. You get the idea. It's just full of metal. So yeah, this is the big chunk. So this is, there's more. There's definitely more. And I can't get it out, but there's definitely more. But like I said, learn from my experience. This is why I have a channel. This is why I'm so glad I can share this with you, because this could possibly save your life. So if you have CV shafts on your vehicle, I don't even care. It doesn't even have to be a truck. Check this. Just grab it, wiggle it around. If it's all loose like it was for me, you might want to go ahead and replace that, obviously. But that's absolutely horrible. Unfortunately, I don't have another CV shaft, but I do have one in the garage. I just need to go to the parts store and pick up another one. But just trust me, guys, I'm gonna go to the parts store. I'm just not gonna video it. It's tedious. It doesn't make any sense. The other side is good anyways. I am gonna replace it though, obviously. Crazy. But we're gonna go ahead and powder coat, just make this video a little more exciting. We're gonna go ahead and powder coat this thing red. I'm gonna clean off the fins a little bit, and we're gonna go ahead and put it on the rear end of this truck. It's gonna look sweet. But once I powder coat this and install it back on the rear end, I'm then gonna go ahead and take it on its final test drive, and I'm like 100% sure that noise will not be there anymore. By the way, a side note here, this is not the same hub carrier assembly that came in this truck. This is actually out of a Dodge. This is called a Track Right, and it's a posi rear end. So this hooks a lot harder in the rear. Big shout out to Mark. He did a fantastic job installing this, rebuilding this rear end, setting the backlash. Absolutely no issues, no wear metals. I just inspected everything. Not even a chip, nothing. And leave in the comments, because I'm not 100% sure either, what is the best CV shafts on the market for these IFS front end suspension trucks? Because this is just what I have laying around, okay? But it's new, so that's good. It's new, it's not rebuilt or anything. I'm not sure if Duramax is a good brand, if it holds up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead, of course I'm gonna go ahead and put anti-seize on the splines here. I know they sell upgraded CV shafts for lifted trucks at the parts store, believe it or not, at AutoZone. I know that, but this is not the unit. This isn't the same lifted CV shaft. The reason why, like I said, is because this lift kit's different. This sits as if it was stock, so the angles are gonna be pretty much vertical. Yeah, vertical. So you're not gonna see much of an angle on this. A lot of people ask me that question, how do you keep your CV shaft so straight? It's because of this lift kit. And I don't even know what kind of lift kit it is, so. So we're gonna go with my favorite, blood red. That's the color, very bright red. And if you haven't seen any of these powder coating videos, this is a cheap Harbor Freight gun, nothing special. I'm not a professional at this, but I think I've had quite a bit of practice so far, so. Well, except for spilling things on the table, but it's all good. That should be plenty. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe the fins off, get all this red stuff off there. Do the PPE, that'd be cool. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the oven. Right now it's set for 400 degrees and I'm gonna put it in there for 10 minutes. This is gonna look good. I already know it. Uh, 400 degrees, 10 minutes. No peeking. This is gonna look good. It's been sitting in the oven. I turned it off. It's been sitting for about an hour, so it should be cooled. A little warm, but it's fine. Oh, that looks so good. Look at that, guys. Man, look at that. That looks so nice. Turned out really good. This is probably about the 7th time I've done this, and every single time I do it, it just looks better and better. Not bad for doing this in a kitchen stove in your garage, though. Oh yeah. I really like how PPE went with the chrome looking bolts. Just adds that extra little touch to it. But if you guys are interested in the rear diff cover, you can go to their website. I used to sell them on mine. I don't know, I may bring it back one day on the website, I'm not sure. If you do own a diesel and you're interested in purchasing a AirDog lift pump, I'm actually an authorized dealer, so check out the website if you guys want to support the channel. But more importantly, better your diesel truck. Definitely do that. And I usually get those orders processed pretty quickly. So I'll leave that link in the description. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, this is kind of the boring process. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten everything up, torque it to spec. I'm gonna put the same exact stuff, 75W90 synthetic in the rear end, and we're gonna go ahead and take it on a test drive. I just pulled it here in this truck stop, and when I turn hard right, like I am right now, you really hear it, but nope, nothing. I've been driving it for a little bit now, and it's not squealing, it's not making a noise. Obviously that was the problem. The thing was destroyed anyways. But man, oh man, if you haven't replaced those CV shafts in a while, probably a good idea to do it anyways, just in case. I probably had about 40,000 miles on these front CV shafts, so yeah, hard left, hard right, no squealing at all. Yes, awesome. And I am so happy. I'm glad I was able to get this knocked out. I'm so glad that it was making that noise to let me know that I needed to replace it, because it could have been really bad. It could have been severe. That thing could have easily popped right off, and I'd have had some serious issues. So the test drive is complete. I'm gonna go ahead and take it back to the garage, just check everything over again, show you guys that rear diff cover. I have not done the CV shaft on the driver's side yet, although it is good. I do plan on doing that as well. Check it out, guys, really quick. The front end, the angles, like I said, are pretty much perfect. You can't get any straighter than that, especially with a lifted truck. And I gotta say, that looks really, really, really good. I'm really happy on how that turned out. Looks nice. And as far as the Rust Max goes, or the Rust B7, we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing in the garage once I finish up the transcooler install on that truck. And I'm gonna go ahead and start plugging away at this. We're gonna bring it to A&D repair and start showing you guys the process on the rocker install, removal process and whatnot. Again, I have rust-free doors from Texas, and I'm still looking at possibly getting an HD hood. Still not too sure on that one, still on the fence. But the cab will be coming off, and I will be installing a new engine in that thing. It's gonna run great. I'm so pumped about this build. I can't wait for this to happen. I only paid 2,800 bucks for the truck, so I guess you can't go wrong. But I gotta let you guys go. I'm heading out to the woods tonight. Hopefully I can get a doe and maybe a buck. We'll see. And then we'll go ahead and pick up where we left off here. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.